I could talk to you for hours about the effects of global warming or the ways industrial civilization is destroying all of life on the planet, including ourselves. But isn't it obvious? It's not the fringe news anymore. In fact, it's so common to read about that it seems like some have become numb to hearing it. What I mean by industrial civilization is the way of life of our dominant culture. It's a way of life that's fueled by the perpetual exploitation of peoples and lands in a futile addiction to an unsustainable lifestyle. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could choose to dismantle industrial civilization before it destroyed all of life on the planet? It's not working, clearly, and civilization's going to fall either way. So just imagine what it would be like if we chose a different way to end capitalism and the myth of money, to restore ecosystems and rewild the earth, to remember and commit to a sustainable way of life that honors and respects the rights of nature. But it's not going to happen, is it? We can't trust our dominant culture to make that choice. So what's needed is a green revolution. Perhaps what Joanna Macy called an ecological revolution. She named 3 dimensions: holding actions, life-sustaining practices, and shifting consciousness. Holding actions are the actions required to stop the harm being done to the earth. They stop things from getting worse. Shutting down industrial civilization strategically and rapidly is one of the most important holding actions we can take. It may sound radical, but given the crisis of our times, it's not. Industrial civilization is violent. It survives every day through enslaving or destroying peoples and lands. To turn away is not an act of peace. To act on behalf of the earth is courageous and loving. To learn more strategies about shutting down industrial civilization, join the organization Deep Green Resistance, or read the book. The second dimension that Joanna Macy talks about is life-sustaining practices like wildcrafting or permaculture. These ways teach us how to grow and harvest food in a respectful relationship to the earth. The third dimension of the ecological revolution is shifting consciousness. It's the most undervalued and unnoticed dimension of all. And yet Joanna Macy says that without this dimension, the first 2 dimensions are unlikely to realize their full potential. So what does it mean to shift consciousness on behalf of the ecological revolution? It means to change the lens by which we see the world, and to change the lens by which we see ourselves in the world. This is important because the stories that dictate our reality are the ones that inform our actions. Nature is whole, and humans raised in industrial civilization most often are not whole. And yet there are practices by which we can return to listening to the earth and thereby return to our wholeness. Mature humans serve the whole. Mature humans recognize that all the beings of earth are our relatives. The current story of separation is ruining what nourishes all of life and what nourishes us. Human maturation is the purpose of the work of Animas Valley Institute, where I guide. Right now, I'm in the Colorado high country, and 14 questers are on a solo fast for 3 days. By fasting on the land, humans feed the earth. And the earth is so hungry for this kind of relationship with humans. It's not ecotherapy. It's not rites of passage. It's an initiatory journey by which humans rediscover their deepest belonging is to earth, and by which humans learn to access their visionary self so they can be co-creative partners in relationship with earth. It requires nothing less than offering up everything and learning again to listen to the land the way humans have known how to do for most of the time they've been on the planet. I leave you with this. We're up against something big, and it does require an ecological revolution. And this revolution must be sourced in love and the courage to act and a sense of ourself in our integrity in relationship to the natural world. What's the particular way you're called to revolt that will inspire you rather than numb you or burn you out? A way sourced where your vision, the vision of your actions, is sourced in your relationship to the natural world.